If your garden soil feels like lifeless dust in the dry season or turns into hard, cracked ground after a few weeks without rain, you're not alone. Many gardeners pour in compost, fertilizers, and water, yet the soil still refuses to come alive. Here's the truth: most people overlook healthy soil isn't just about nutrients, it's about life. And at the center of that life are earthworms. Now here's where things get interesting. There's a simple, almost overlooked material that can transform your soil into a thriving ecosystem without spending a single coin on worms or expensive inputs. It's not a product. It's not a chemical. It's plain cardboard. When used the right way, cardboard creates the exact conditions worms are searching for, turning even tired soil into a rich, living system in just a few weeks. Before we go further, if you care about building healthier soil, growing stronger plants, and using practical, natural methods that actually work, take a second to like this video, share it with a fellow gardener, drop a comment about your biggest soil challenge, and subscribe to Garden Smart so you don't miss the techniques that truly make a difference. Earthworms are not just helpful, they are foundational. They break down organic matter into nutrient-rich castings that plants can absorb immediately. As they move through the soil, they create channels that improve airflow and water movement. These tunnels allow roots to grow deeper and access moisture even during dry periods. Without worms, soil becomes compacted, nutrients stay locked away, and water either pools on the surface or disappears too quickly. The reason many gardeners fail to keep worms is simple. Worms don't stay where conditions are harsh. Dry, exposed, or chemically imbalanced soil pushes them away. If you want worms, you don't buy them. You build an environment they refuse to leave. Cardboard might seem too simple to matter, but it actually mimics one of nature's most powerful systems, the forest floor. In natural ecosystems, layers of leaves create a moist, dark environment where microbes really thrive. Worms follow those microbes because, well, that's their food source. Plain brown cardboard behaves in the same way. It traps moisture, blocks sunlight, and slowly breaks down into organic material. As fungi and bacteria colonize it, worms are drawn in naturally. So instead of forcing worms into your garden, you're inviting them into a space that honestly just feels like home. The effectiveness of this method totally depends on how you prepare the cardboard. Always use plain brown corrugated cardboard without glossy coatings, ink-heavy prints, or tape. These can introduce unwanted chemicals into your soil, and nobody wants that. Before placing it in your garden, go ahead and soak the cardboard thoroughly. It should be fully saturated, but still intact, you know? This step is critical because dry cardboard will actually repel water at first and fail to create the moist environment worms need. Once soaked, it becomes soft, flexible, and totally ready to lock in humidity. Before laying down cardboard, the soil itself needs preparation. Worms just can't survive in dry conditions because they breathe through their skin. Deep watering is absolutely essential. The soil should be moist several inches down, not just damp on the surface. If your soil is compacted, loosen it slightly with a fork. This doesn't mean turning it over completely, just breaking it enough to allow air and water to move through. This small step, honestly, makes a big difference in how quickly worms begin to move in. Lay the soaked cardboard directly onto the soil, making sure pieces overlap so there are no gaps. This creates a continuous barrier that holds moisture underneath and blocks out light. For the first few days, leave the cardboard exposed. This might seem counterintuitive, but it allows the environment beneath to stabilize. Within 5 to 7 days, Worms begin to gather under the cardboard. The combination of darkness, moisture, and protection triggers their natural behavior. By the second week, you'll often see a noticeable increase in worm activity. Once worms start appearing, it's time to feed them. Add a thin layer of organic materials such as vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, or dried leaves. Keep this layer light so it breaks down quickly without creating foul odors. So now you'll want to cover everything with a layer of compost or some aged organic matter. This really acts as insulation, keeping the temperatures stable and maintaining those moisture levels. Go ahead and water the entire setup again, just to activate decomposition. At this stage, your garden bed basically becomes a self-sustaining system, where worms, microbes, and organic material are all working together continuously. As the cardboard breaks down, it actually becomes part of the soil structure. Fungi start to spread through it, bacteria multiply, and worms consume both, producing castings that enrich the soil. Over time, the soil really transforms. It becomes darker, softer, and honestly just so much easier to work with. Water retention improves because those worm tunnels allow moisture to penetrate deeper instead of evaporating quickly. Plants benefit right away. Roots grow stronger, nutrients become more available, and overall plant health improves, all without the need for synthetic fertilizers. And cardboard doesn't last forever, and that's actually a good thing. As it decomposes, it feeds the soil. After several months, it will begin to disappear into the earth. That's your signal to refresh the layer. Adding new cardboard once or twice a year keeps the system active. Over time, each cycle builds more organic matter, increases worm populations, and improves soil structure. The results compound season after season, turning even poor soil into a productive growing medium. This method is powerful because it works with natural processes rather than against them. Instead of forcing growth with external inputs, it builds a living ecosystem that sustains itself. Worms do the heavy lifting, microbes handle nutrient cycling, and your soil becomes more resilient with every cycle. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. It uses materials that are often thrown away and turns them into a resource that rebuilds soil from the ground up. If you're serious about creating a garden that thrives year after year, start with your soil, save your cardboard, use it wisely, and let nature do what it does best. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to Garden Smart, share this with someone who's struggling with their soil, and keep learning the simple methods that create powerful results.